Welcome to Remembering Icons, where Karen helps keep the memory of extraordinary lives alive with honor and appreciation. This channel is devoted to celebrating legendary figures from film, music, sports, and culture whose talent and influence touched countless people. Through every tribute, we reflect on their journey, honor their achievements, and preserve the legacy they left for the world. Doug Irwin was widely respected as a master luthier, whose work blended technical skill with artistic imagination. From the beginning of his career, he focused on building custom guitars that were not only functional instruments, but also expressive works of art. His attention to detail and willingness to experiment helped him develop a distinct reputation among musicians who valued originality and craftsmanship. Iconic collaborations and signature instruments. Irwin is best known for his close work with Jerry Garcia of the Grateful Dead. He designed and built several of Garcia's most iconic guitars, including Wolf and Tiger. These instruments were more than just stage tools. They became part of the visual and musical identity of countless live performances. Musicians and fans alike admired how his guitars combined rich tone, durability, and unique aesthetic design, making them instantly recognizable. Legacy and lasting influence. Doug Irwin passed away at the age of 76, leaving behind a powerful legacy in the world of guitar making. His instruments continue to be celebrated for their sound and craftsmanship, and they remain deeply connected to modern music history. Beyond the guitars themselves, his influence lives on in the generations of builders inspired by his creative approach and dedication to the craft. Paulie Holiday became a standout figure in late 20th century television, best remembered for her role as the sharp and witty Flo. Her performance turned the character into something larger than the show itself, leaving a lasting mark on popular culture through her timing, confidence, and memorable dialogue. Early craft and training. Born on July 2, 1937, she didn't rush into fame. Holiday built her foundation in theater, where she developed strong control over timing, expression, and character work. That stage experience carried into her screen performances, giving her acting a natural flow and grounded realism that audiences instantly connected with. Humor with depth. What made her work stand out was the balance she struck between comedy and emotional truth. Flo's bold personality and quick remarks were entertaining, but Holiday also added warmth underneath the humor. This blend made the character feel fully human rather than just comedic. Legacy over time, she expanded her career across different screen and stage roles, but her defining performance continued to resonate most with audiences. Paulie Holiday is remembered as an actor who brought intelligence and authenticity to comedy, creating a character that continues to be recognized and appreciated by viewers even today. Richard Chamberlain, born on March 31, 1934, emerged during a formative period in television history, when the medium was still developing its identity. He entered the industry with a natural screen presence and an ability to express emotion in a subtle, relatable way. This helped him quickly stand out in a growing field of television performers and set the stage for a long and meaningful career. Breakthrough with Dr. Kildare. His major breakthrough came with the series Dr. Kildare, where he played a young and compassionate doctor. The role connected strongly with audiences because of the sincerity he brought to the character. Rather than relying on exaggeration, Chamberlain's performance felt grounded and human, which helped viewers form a genuine emotional connection with the story. This show made him one of the most recognizable television actors of his time. Expansion into epic storytelling. Chamberlain later expanded his career by taking on more complex and ambitious roles, including his performance in Shogun. This project showcased his ability to adapt to different genres and storytelling styles. Set in a rich historical backdrop, the series allowed him to demonstrate emotional depth and versatility, helping elevate long-form television storytelling into a more cinematic experience. Career evolution and legacy. One of Chamberlain's defining strengths was his ability to evolve with the industry. Over the years, he moved between romance, drama, and historical roles, always maintaining authenticity in his performances. His work reflected both discipline and artistic curiosity, allowing him to remain relevant across changing decades of television production. Final years and lasting influence. Richard Chamberlain passed away just before his 91st birthday, leaving behind a body of work that continues to be appreciated by audiences and actors alike. His career represents an era when television focused strongly on character and emotion. Today, he is remembered as a performer who helped shape early television storytelling and set a standard for sincerity and depth on screen. Born on September 9, 1924, Russell M. Nelson lived more than a century, shaping a life defined by discipline, service, and purpose. Before his spiritual leadership, he became a respected heart surgeon known for precision and compassion. Over time, his focus shifted toward faith, dedicating his life to guiding others and strengthening communities through belief and personal example. Faith and leadership. As president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, he was known for steady leadership and a forward-looking vision. He encouraged people worldwide to strengthen faith, care for families, and remain hopeful during challenges. His messages carried calm reassurance shaped by decades of experience. He also connected across cultures, emphasizing kindness, service, and resilience while traveling to meet diverse communities. Legacy and impact. His humility stood out alongside his achievements. After his passing at the age of 101, many remembered his genuine care for others as much as his leadership. His life continues to inspire people to serve, believe, and live with purpose. The values he promoted live on through families, communities, and a lasting example of faith-driven dedication. Sam Moore, born on October 12, 1935, grew up with a natural passion for music and a voice that stood out for its strength and emotion. From an early age, he was drawn to gospel and rhythm-driven sounds that shaped his singing style. Over time, he developed a distinctive vocal presence that would later define his place in American soul music history. Sam and Dave and Soul Success Moore rose to fame as one half of the legendary duo Sam and Dave, alongside Dave Prater. Together, they created some of the most energetic and influential soul recordings of their time. Songs like Soul Man and Hold On, I'm Comin' became major hits, known for their powerful delivery, tight harmonies, and unforgettable stage performances that captured audiences everywhere. Influence and musical legacy. Beyond commercial success, Sam Moore's voice became a source of inspiration for many artists who followed. His singing style, filled with emotion and intensity, helped shape the sound of modern soul and R&B. Even as music evolved, his recordings continued to be celebrated as examples of authentic, passionate performance that connected deeply with listeners. Lasting impact. Later in life, Moore remained connected to music, occasionally performing and reflecting on his long career. He passed away at the age of 89, leaving behind a rich legacy of timeless recordings. His influence continues to live on through his music, which remains a powerful reminder of the golden era of soul and its lasting impact on popular culture. For more than 2 decades, one woman's face became one of the most recognizable images in global pop culture. She was photographed on red carpets, featured on magazine covers, and discussed as a modern standard of beauty. Yet behind that polished image was a far more complicated reality. Angelina Jolie's life has often been viewed through extremes, admired as a symbol of elegance and humanitarian purpose, yet also scrutinized for her unconventional choices and personal struggles. what the public rarely saw was how early emotional instability, family fractures, and intense pressure shaped her identity long before fame arrived. Her story is not just about celebrity, but about how a person learns to survive when their private world feels nothing like the image projected onto the world stage. That contrast between public perception and private experience becomes the foundation of everything that follows in her life. A childhood marked by absence and instability. Angelina Jolie was born into a world already fractured by distance and emotional separation. Her parents' relationship collapsed early, leaving her to grow up primarily with her mother, Marceline Bertrand, who worked tirelessly to provide stability. Her father, John Voight, was physically and emotionally absent for long stretches, creating a sense of abandonment that shaped her early understanding of trust and attachment. While she was surrounded by the privileges of Los Angeles, her home life was defined more by financial strain and emotional resilience than comfort. Her mother became her anchor, sacrificing personal ambitions to raise 2 children alone. This contrast, Hollywood's glamour outside, uncertainty inside, created a childhood where emotional security felt fragile. These early experiences did not just influence her personality. They formed the emotional blueprint that would later echo through her relationships, career choices, and search for identity and control in adulthood. Teenage years and the search for identity. As a teenager, Angelina struggled with feeling out of place in her environment. At school, she was often described as different, too intense, too quiet, and emotionally distant from her peers. Instead of finding comfort in social circles, she gravitated inward, trying to understand who she was in a world that often felt unwelcoming. Her emotional sensitivity, combined with isolation, made adolescence particularly difficult. During this period, she explored ways to cope with inner turbulence, eventually seeking counseling and support as she tried to navigate overwhelming emotions. Rather than following a traditional academic path, she shifted toward creative expression, using performance as an outlet. Acting began as a form of emotional release, allowing her to step into other identities when her own felt too heavy. Even in these early years, it was clear that storytelling and performance were not just interests. They were survival tools shaping her future. Entering acting as escape and expression, Angelina Jolie's entry into acting was not driven by a desire for fame, but by a need for emotional expression and escape. Studying at the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute, she immersed herself in method acting, using emotional truth as the foundation of performance. Early roles reflected her intensity and willingness to take risks, often choosing characters that carried emotional weight or psychological complexity. Acting allowed her to channel internal experiences into structured expression, giving form to feelings that were otherwise difficult to articulate. However, the industry also amplified scrutiny. Being the daughter of a well-known actor added pressure, with constant comparisons and assumptions about privilege rather than talent. Despite this, she gradually built a reputation for authenticity and emotional depth. Her early career was less about immediate success and more about discovering how to transform personal pain and sensitivity into controlled artistic performance that resonated with audiences. Breakthrough roles and rising recognition. Her breakthrough came through performances that demanded emotional vulnerability. In Gia and later Girl, Interrupted, Angelina portrayed characters dealing with instability, identity struggles, and emotional fragmentation. These roles became defining moments in her career, earning critical acclaim and major awards recognition, including an Academy Award. What set her apart was not technical perfection, but emotional honesty. She brought an intensity that made her performances feel lived rather than acted. However, this period also blurred the line between character and self in the public imagination. Audiences and media often projected the IBE, psychological depth of her roles onto her real personality, contributing to a reputation for unpredictability. Despite this, her career momentum grew rapidly. She became one of Hollywood's most sought-after actresses, yet even as professional success increased, she continued searching for balance between emotional intensity and personal stability in a world that often rewarded extremes: chaos, fame, and early adult relationships. As fame intensified, Angelina Jolie's personal life became subject to public fascination and media exaggeration. Her early adulthood included highly visible relationships that were often misunderstood or sensationalized by tabloids. One of the most talked about was her marriage to Billy Bob Thornton, a relationship marked by intense emotional expression and unconventional behavior that fascinated the public. While the media framed it as chaos, for her, it reflected a period of emotional exploration and instability rather than spectacle. However, the constant scrutiny magnified every detail of her private life, making normal relationship struggles feel amplified on a global stage. During this time, she also continued to grapple with emotional stress and identity questions, navigating adulthood under extraordinary visibility. These experiences gradually led her toward a turning point where personal fulfillment became less about intensity and more about meaning, stability, and long-term emotional grounding. Motherhood and a shift in purpose. A major transformation in Angelina Jolie's life began with motherhood. The adoption of her son Maddox marked a profound shift in perspective, introducing a sense of responsibility that redefined her priorities. For the first time, personal survival was no longer just about her own emotional endurance, but about providing stability for another life. This change influenced her decisions deeply, leading her to adopt additional children and build a diverse, multicultural family. Motherhood became a stabilizing force, redirecting her energy from internal struggle toward care, structure, and protection. At the same time, it opened her eyes to global humanitarian issues, particularly through her work with displaced communities and refugee organizations. What began as personal transformation evolved into a broader commitment to global advocacy. Her identity expanded beyond acting, shifting toward humanitarian engagement that would become one of the defining aspects of her public life. Relationship with Brad Pitt and a global family. Angelina Jolie's relationship with Brad Pitt became one of the most visible celebrity partnerships in the world. Together, they built a large blended family and shared both professional and humanitarian interests. Their partnership symbolized global influence, combining film success with philanthropic efforts across multiple countries. They adopted and raised children from different cultural backgrounds, creating a household that reflected international diversity. For a time, they were seen as a powerful example of modern family structure and shared purpose. However, the intensity of public attention placed enormous pressure on their private life. Constant media coverage, travel demands, and professional commitments created strain over time. While they maintained a public image of unity and collaboration, the reality behind the scenes became increasingly complex. The relationship eventually shifted from partnership to separation, marking the beginning of a long and emotionally difficult transition for both individuals. Health challenges and life-altering medical decisions. In her 30s and 40s, Angelina Jolie faced significant health-related decisions after learning she carried a genetic mutation that greatly increased her risk of serious illness. This led to preventive surgeries, including a double mastectomy, and later the removal of her ovaries and fallopian tubes. These choices were deeply personal and medically driven, but they also carried emotional weight. The procedures reduced her cancer risk significantly, yet they also brought physical and psychological adjustments. She spoke publicly about these decisions to encourage awareness and early testing, sparking global conversations about genetic health. While many viewed her actions as courageous and proactive, the experience also represented a private struggle with identity, femininity, and physical change. These medical decisions became another layer in her life story, where strength and vulnerability coexisted, reflecting how survival sometimes requires difficult and irreversible choices: separation, conflict, and public legal battles. The end of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's relationship unfolded under intense public scrutiny. A private incident during travel became widely reported, followed by legal proceedings involving custody and family arrangement. Over time, the separation evolved into a prolonged legal dispute involving property, financial interests, and parenting decisions. What might have remained a private family matter became highly visible due to their global status. Both sides presented differing accounts, while the media amplified tensions and speculation. The most affected individuals were their children, who had to navigate changing family dynamics under public observation. Despite legal complexity, both parents expressed a desire to prioritize their children's well-being. However, the extended nature of the proceedings meant resolution remained slow and emotionally draining. This period marked a significant shift from public admiration of their partnership to a prolonged focus on separation and rebuilding individual lives. Life after separation and changing family dynamics. In the years following the separation, Angelina Jolie focused heavily on raising her children and maintaining stability in their lives. As they grew older, several of them began pursuing their own paths in education, arts, and personal development. Some chose to adjust their public identities, reflecting independence and individual expression. This transition marked a natural evolution in the family structure, as children moved toward adulthood and autonomy. At the same time, legal matters related to the separation continued, reflecting the complexity of disentangling long-term shared lives. Angelina gradually reduced her public presence, focusing more on directing, humanitarian work, and private family life. While public attention remained strong, her priorities shifted toward quieter, more controlled environments. This phase of her life reflects both loss and continuity, letting go of one chapter while continuing to build another centered on family, purpose, and personal resilience. Reflection on survival, identity, and legacy. Angelina Jolie's life story is ultimately about survival through constant change. From early emotional instability to global fame, from motherhood to health challenges, her journey reflects the complexity of living under both personal and public pressure. She has experienced success, criticism, transformation, and reinvention across multiple stages of life. Rather than fitting into a single narrative, her story is defined by contradiction, strength alongside vulnerability, visibility alongside privacy, and achievement alongside sacrifice. What remains consistent is her focus on purpose, particularly through her children and humanitarian work. Her legacy cannot be reduced to fame or controversy alone. It lies in the way she has navigated extreme circumstances while continually adapting. Whether viewed as an actress, mother, or public figure, her life illustrates how identity is not fixed, but continuously shaped by experience, loss, and the ongoing effort to rebuild meaning after each turning point.